we're here. We want to thank Mrs. Oloko. Please stand up and let's clap for her. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Our president is Damola Agbaje. So we expect a lot of people, and as they come in, we'll be appreciating them. It's not easy to make it for. Before we move into the regal, I believe it's on this. As we have our dinner, I'm going to be coming to meet speak our class students, asking 3 questions about the trends in society and just to show on ground. So I'm starting with people. People like yes. DJ, please give us soft music. Soft music, soft music. I'm ready for some people. I promise not to waste your time. So as the music is going, don't worry.
Yeah, I am very, very delighted and happy to see everybody here. This dinner and the consequent events have been things that we have been planning for a very, very long time. So it gladdens my heart that we are here today. Everything is looking beautiful. We are all looking beautiful, and we are all here ready to learn about taxation and promote taxation generally in Ondo State and in Nigeria at large. So I am so happy to see everybody here. Please let's have the best time. Let's enjoy ourselves. Let's eat. Let's dine. Let's wine. Let's take our pictures, and let's all go back home safely. Thank you very much, everybody.
Aside everything that's happening in Nigeria and the world, and let's have a smile now. Please. Yeah? Please let's smile. If we think about our problems, we will not smile again. In fact, a lot of things we will not do. But for the purpose of this dinner, please let's just don't worry, things will work out for our good. Yes. There are a lot of people that we have here present. We recognize some. Everybody is equally important and special. Yeah. We are going to have a solo presentation of our Elizade University Tax Club anthem. I realize that a lot of people do not know our anthem, and it's something we take of pride and prestige. So I'm going to call on Ms. Jumoke to take us on the solo of our anthem. Thank you so much.
We will be singing the Elizade University Tax Club anthem. We are members of Elizade University Tax Club. We believe in what we can do for ourselves.
So the first question is, as a parent, as a person who works and earns his money or our money, and as a student, in whatever point of view or perspective you find yourself, how do you feel the student loan has helped the country? Are you of the opinion that it makes sense and should stand? are you not of the opinion that it makes sense and you should start? Who is going to start the conversation first? It's a very controversial one. So you can pick from the point of view that is good, and you might pick from the point of view that is not good. This is ready to start.
University, and talking about the students loan, it's a good idea if you consider the fact that education is getting more and more expensive and unaffordable. But the bad side of it could be the terms attached to the loan. If you don't pay back, are you going to prison? What are the kind of insurance that are attached to it to ensure that such monies are paid back? During what our parents go through these days, the number of people that come to me to borrow money to pay school fees, then the pressure is on individuals. So if there are financial houses that can give us soft loan, really soft, and the criteria are well stipulated, and these loans are sincerely, in fact, what I think they should add to it will graduate with the GPA rate above 4, don't pay back the loan anymore. But if you cannot get between 2 and 3, you will pay 50% of the loan back. So it should be a soft loan, and if you cannot get anything, in fact, you must be ready to go to prison. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I'm going to lend my voice in support of what Doctor said, and that is the student loan is okay, very okay. But the amount to be given out as loan is the issue. Very poor, and the conditions attached to it. Let's share for example. You are giving 500,000 to a student who wish to study at Elizade University. Can that 500,000 pay the stuff? Can't even pay for one session. And even some of the federal universities today and state university, that 500,000 should not be for tuition fee alone. Because any student in school that cannot afford a meal for that day will never concentrate in the class. And that will automatically impact negatively on the performance of such students. So a student loan should be all encompassing. Let me share an example here. A friend relocated to Canada 2 years ago. Immediately she landed there, she was given 35,000 Canadian dollars to start as a student loan. Because she decided as a worker here to work there, but she wanted to have another certification that would be relevant to the field in which she showed interest. And the Canadian government encouraged her by giving her $35,000 Canadian dollars. I think it goes a long way. If I am to have a student loan for a postgraduate program, and I cannot access 10 million naira for a start, because I'm going to a research world, where I'm going to spend a lot of money to carry out a research, which may be about the future of this country, and I'm not encouraged to do so. That loan is as good as giving me money to go and eat in any nearby joints, and probably drink, if I drink. So, the condition also, like I said, you don't give a loan to students and put a subtle threat that if you don't pay, you go to prison. Where we have many graduates for years who cannot secure a job that can even earn them a living. Just a living, for them to just live, it's not there. Many graduates today in Nigeria have graduated and come back home to start a second childhood by staying with their parents, feeding them every day, clothing them, after graduation. And you are threatening somebody that after 2 years. How are we going to raise such things? Also, how do you give loan to students when you don't have interactive data? The problem we have in this country is not having a single registry called data that is interactive enough to be able to track you. If you can't pay, anytime I secure a job, it's possible in Nigeria today that I work in this place and I'm working elsewhere, and I will be earning multiple salary from different subnational governments in Nigeria. It's possible. because there is no interactive database that can actually track, so that if I don't have job, you know that I don't have job. I already secured a loan to go through the school. When I have job, there should be an opportunity for the government to be able to deduct the money they have given to train me in school back in piecemeal. It should not be a situation whereby I pay once, I pay twice, that will be burdensome on me and make living unbearable for me. Thank you.
I support advice for the student loan, but the time frame for the repayment and the process of the payment is actually not encouraging, because maybe some people will graduate 2 years, 3 years waiting without a job, and will say after 2 years you must pay. How will they have to pay such kind of amount? I think the government need to sit down again and revisit the loan policy, so that they can see how they will maybe change the payment method. Or maybe if you feel, okay, we'll give you a job, go and work for the government, maybe for 5 or 10 years. Be like, okay, this is the method of the payment. Okay, if you collect our loan, you must work for like the medical doctor. What do you know that? Okay, you work for the government for so years. That is the payment for the loan.
I support my friend here about the repayment of the loan collected. If you give me 500,000, I graduate today. I don't get to work for 3 years. How am I going to pay back 500,000 in 2 years without getting a job? And depending on the money given, I feel federal government just wants to give students go to public schools. You know, not sit down to go to private school. Because you can't give you 2 million to study in Elizade for 5 years. That's like a year. After the first step, you end up out of school and start to go out to the department. It's not possible. So, thank you so much.
Right? Policy does not exist in a vacuum. There's a framework that policy exists within. So I strongly oppose the idea of student loans. And because I do think that the Nigerian economy does not have the supplementary framework to support student loans for various reasons. So the first reason is the fact that student loans have already failed in other countries. So we see countries like the United States, right? One of the biggest promises that Biden made that made him win the election was loan forgiveness. Most of the people who are millennials in the United States are currently dealing with student loans, and that is an issue that affects them from getting quality housing, quality services, and other things like that. So it is currently affecting the quality of their lives. And another thing is that in third world countries, when we have policies in that structure, they kind of take up space. Because instead of us trying to actually solve the problems, of our educational institutions, what will most likely happen is the fact that we get student loans, and then we are told, after all, we have student loans, this is a solution. While student loans is just something that might work if we already have the framework of which we do not have. Another thing is that student loans would, at the end of the day, lead to increased privatization of education, right? And the reason why this is problematic is because education is a public good that has a lot of externalities. So externalities in the sense that with education, I think that in a country like Nigeria, education is the only thing that can make someone from a very terribly poor upbringing at least compete with persons that have more financial capital. So what we do is that we start to exclude these persons from access to education, because to the point where we have student loans and we say that this is the structure we want to take to remedy our educational system, we start to privatize and we actually start to increase the cost of these services, while services starts to drop for mostly poor people. And we understand that poverty is quite cyclical, right? If people don't break
And the reason for my support for the student loan scheme is that whether or not there are countries where it has failed or there are countries where it has not worked, even countries with greater structure, like you have said, does not change the fact that there are a lot of people that have benefited from it. And I stand to be corrected. There is also a statistic of a large number of people and positives of student loans. Even though, yes, there are so many people that cannot pay for their loans because of various reasons, there are people that have paid these loans back and have benefited from it. My only charge with the Nigerian government is that there should be commensurate efforts in creating jobs, supporting the private sector, infrastructure, and so on and so forth, in order to create jobs for graduates coming out of the university so that they can be able to repay these loans. I think Nigeria is in the right direction in some aspects. Thank you very much.
Have a lot of people that student loans have worked for. I think we need to talk about educational coercion. Because who are those getting loans? Persons who get loans are usually persons who are 15, 16, who are just getting into university for the first time. And you know persons like this are persons that cannot even get into contract in the first place. So they usually, when they enter these loans, they are usually like younger persons, you understand? So at the end of the day, there is this level of vulnerability that comes with loans. And at the end of the day, most of these loans usually generate compounding interest. So even for those who are willing to pay these loans and those people who are trying to get jobs, it's hard to like keep up with the interest rate. So like that's just what I wanted to say.
I'm not saying that you are saying student loans should be eradicated totally, and I'm just saying no, it should not be eradicated totally. But the framework and the structure of it should be reformed in a way. We cannot go too deep into that now because of time.
Thank you so much. Seeing this kind of interactive session. Wow. Let me just say that Temida Olajumoke, a past chairman of ICANN Nigeria Associates, starting here from Muniala. Thank you. Let me first start by saying this. Discussing this policy here, should I say it's in order? Fine. Should I say it's not in order? Some. Why I say this is because for the Nigeria that I know, those of us in the four walls of this hall, inside this place, we are not likely the targets for whatever student loan policy that the federal government is talking about. I'm an objective person, and by virtue of my training as a chartered accountant, I'm not expected to be subjective. If you ask me, you are from EU, is that right? Student loan in Nigeria is not meant for my child, okay? I've not arrived yet, but the kind of student loan that we're starting in Nigeria is not for my child. We should look at where we're coming from. You see, there is something in accounting we call materiality concepts in those days. Now, what is material to me might not be material to our daddy here. The reason is that if I have not built a mansion, and then you are saying I should dash out a 2-bedroom apartment, it might be little difficult, okay? But if somebody has been able to comfortably build a mansion, and then you talk to the person and say, give out a 2-bedroom apartment that is somewhere, that belongs to you. I mean, it's not material to that person to a large extent. I'm using analogy there. I like the guy that table. I think is trying to be objective. What Nigeria needs at this time, we might not be there yet, but I want to encourage you guys. This is not a time to say that the government is not doing anything. No. If you ask me, I will tell you why. The reason is that Rome was never built in a day. If Nigeria has gone so down the deep, and we decide that we want to start, we are not going to start where USA started from. Or let's say where USA is. Because the truth is that USA also started from somewhere. But we're not going to start where Canada is. And we are not even going to start where, let me even say Ghana is. At the time we were bigger than Ghana. Wait. At the time we were bigger than Ghana. When I was younger, Ghanaians would come to my father's house to repair my shoe for me, make my hair for me, and we paid them. They taught me in school because there was no job in Ghana. But they were able to take the book by the horn. And they were able to re-engineer the society. I think it is the right time for us as Nigerians to come back home. Don't let us behave as if, I used to say something when I'm in the midst of people that are learning. I would say, don't let us behave as if we were never illiterates. In quotes. There was a time you don't have the level of exposure you have today. For some of you from EU, it didn't happen to you. Because you met a silver spoon. And so you started as a big person. Fine. But I'm very sure, if you ask this my daddy here, when he started, he didn't start with a silver spoon. And then one person from EU who want to start where he is. I don't know whether we get it. So, I appreciate the fact that you're talking about the framework that we have in place, the legal framework. A lot of things are wrong with our legal framework in Nigeria. That is fine. But if you ask me, am I as a child accountant expected to fix the legal framework? No. It means that people in the judicial system should also go back to their drawing board and we need to suggest policies around their own framework. Now, we have CAMA 1990. You want to bring CAMA 1990 to 2023. You want it to begin to work. It won't work. Thank God for the fiscal policy committee that has just been inaugurated. I'm optimistic. I'm always optimistic. Taiwo Yedele, we are tested and trusted him. I'm not saying this because everybody is praising him. But by the grace of God, he was just 1 year ahead of me in school. And we related so well. And up to the point that I was appointed, we have been friends. And I've interacted with Taiwo. I know that he has stuff to offer. So if a President Tinubu could go and bring Taiwo, it means that he needs business. So I will not be in a gathering and begin to say, what is Ashiwaju going to do? That man that is already 80 years old. That man that will be 100. No. Ashiwaju is not saying he knows all. If he says he knows all, he will not deploy all these mechanisms we are seeing. What the man is saying is that we need to work out something in Nigeria. And if we need to work out something, it means that all hands must be on deck. One, we have to change our orientation. And that is where I have to stand up. I listened to everybody, I was happy we were talking. But I need us to change our orientation. If we must move forward as a country, if Nigeria must be the Nigeria of your dream, my dream, his dream, then I have to change the way I listen. Going forward, not tomorrow, beginning from this place, exchange. Let me quickly say this. I used to tell people, I contribute my quota to make Nigeria what it is today. I will never exonerate myself. Do you know why? Because of the fact that environmental influence, like she said, I'll get a banking call. Everybody is waiting. And then the operations manager will look at me and will say, Madam Jumoke, you can't wait. They will attend to me and then I walk out. Do you think Nigeria will work that way? It won't work. So I'm sorry, I will not say what you like to hear, but that is the truth. See, aside that I'm a child accountant, if you get to know, I own a foundation.
But anytime I find myself in the midst of news, I really want to say something. And we are saying this for your sake. We are just saying this. We are disturbed. You know, I have my children in the university too. I have the ones that are just going on. And I ask myself this question. If we keep acting as if we don't know that there's a problem, then as parents we are fools. And unfortunately, our parents, your parents, mine, self-inclusive, we are not doing enough to charge you so well, like Madam Jumoke is doing. Put you on the right track and see that eventually you do just one thing for Nigeria, just one thing for your country, to be patriotic. Every time you hear Nigeria is gone, like from parents, Nigeria is dead, everything is bad. Incidentally, I am a change ambassador. Yeah, and I represent all those states and I represent. When we talk in some of our meetings, there was a day we were talking about some children that came late to school in Tiwashai, and one of the change ambassadors met them and was asking why they came late. The next thing I want to say, kilo coin. Ṣé ẹni kíjọba kó mọ́tò kún títí ni? Immediately stood up to tell them that they heard this from their parents. And unfortunately, who is going to suffer? The same children. When they don't come to school early enough, and eventually they don't learn enough, eventually they fail their exams, eventually they don't do well, and eventually they become unemployed. And you keep talking about employment and employment and employment. I just decided to start from that end. How many of Nigerian graduates are employed? Ask yourselves. I mean, I want all of you to be sincere, all of us to be sincere. I mean, I even have children. The same question I ask my children. If you don't do well, the next thing you say, that you should know this person, that you should know that person. You think I'll be involved, you are failed from the beginning. So you better now prepare yourself and do well. Let me just put that at that. I want to say that this loan issue is just the best that can happen at a time like this. How do I mean? They are not talking about people that can buy iPhones. Yes. Because if they give you that loan, you will go and buy iPhone 14. Or maybe 15 when it comes out. And eventually those days, one of what I need to get from government. They are talking about people that are really indigent. I went to a supermarket to get some things for myself. And I met this young boy, very, very young. Maybe 17 or thereabouts, 18. And he told me that he was talking, and I asked him, from what I've seen, you talk nicely. Are you a student? And he said, yes. Which school? Said Unimed. What course? Said anatomy. What level? 300. Why are you working there? Said, okay, one must make ends meet. These are the people we are talking about. These are the people that
that we really need this loan. And I can see the level of commitment from the beginning that this guy is trying to create job for himself. I want to tell you, I never ever believed that a man should not have a job. And I don't bother about women. Do you know why? They will always have a way out of their problems. But for the men, you must understand that you must have a job. It does not matter what kind of job, but just have a job. Have a means of livelihood. And you can create it even while in school. I will give you what, I will tell you what we were told when I was serving in the Bible. I think it only should be then one Igbo man then he was in the Bible. I'm talking about 1994 or now. Maybe someone can help me out. The military administrator, Ngosu, Colonel Ngosu. So we went, he was trying to, I was by the special grace of God, then I was the chairman committee of college officers. I actually started that committee in Ibadan. I just talked about it that I have a college officer, we have college officers all around. We should have a committee to be meeting and discussing issues so that we are not cheated by government or any employer. And we did that. Fortunately, we were good. And we went for that party in the State House. And I asked him this question, sir, why do you claim even permanent secretaries? And he said, the very next thing he asked, the aides wanted to shout me down. I said, no, let him talk. He said, beautiful question. He said, you know what they call EU? Just like what the president, Muhammad Buhari said when he was leaving. He said he's going back to his cows that are more reasonable than majority of Nigerians. If I be saying the right thing, don't say, how do I mean? People see us like that because we are like that. Even when you go overseas, when you act that way, they will see you that way. If you are patriotic and you see Nigeria as yours, and you believe in what can happen, whatever policy that government is coming up with, just like Madam Dumoke said, let it start. Let the person go to a level and let's see what eventually comes out of it. And when you are talking about America, if you make America your standard, you are already a failure. I tell my children, when you start thinking like Dangote's son, you are already a failure. I used to have a friend in the States now, the Chief Lawal, that's Greater Tomorrow International College. He attended our school now. Because myself and Lawal attended the same university. So when I brought them there, they became friends. I'm sorry, I'm taking your time. I think this is most important. Nigeria will start growing the day we all become patriotic. So and he told me in school that the way Chief Lawal give his son money, I usually send money to him per week because I want to know what he's spending my money on. So he now said I should give him a blog the way Lawal gives his son. And the first question I asked him, am I Lawal? I'm a civil servant. Lawal is a multi-millionaire. The same way you are thinking, you are talking America. While we were using the Abarioda, they were already flying jets. While our parents were they were already wearing suits. The suit we now wear that we get so proud of. You cannot compare yourself with someone else. Just be yourself. Let Nigeria be Nigeria. Let us all come together and see how best, and it starts with all of you now. If we have failed you as parents, you should not fail yourselves. God bless you.
Elizade Tax Club, especially good evening and welcome. Honorable dignitaries, Ondo State Management, Ondo State Internal Revenue Service Management. I'm here today to represent our Executive Chairman, Mr. Tulu Adeguye, who today is unavoidably absent and who has given his unreserved apology for not being able to attend this event. As much as he would like, this event was very dear to him, but due to scheduling conflicts and technical conflicts, he's unable to come here. I understand he's the patron of the tax club, is that it? He's the patron of the tax club, yeah, and he has made that known to us in no little way at the Ondo State Internal Revenue Service. So you can be rest assured that he will be missed, but he will also be represented appropriately here. Today, we will also be honored that we will have the Deputy Governor of Ondo State, the Deputy Acting Governor of Ondo State in our midst today. And I think that says a lot about the recognition the state gives to the tax club and to this event today. We're in a new era in terms of the government in Nigeria, and just like she said, one thing that at least the president has done right in the last few days was the inauguration of the new policy committee, tax policy committee, and it's hopeful that it will spread across the country. It will revive the economy and it will chart a way for economic growth going forward. So on behalf of my executive chairman, who I say is not available, and on the host, Ondo State Internal Revenue Service, we welcome everybody on board. I wish you successful deliberations, impactful deliberations too, and I pray and I hope that we will from this place sow a seed that will germinate in the economy of Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Very beginning unto here present. I wasn't informed earlier, so I'll do that now. Barrister Olumide Obidon is here representing the Dean, Faculty of Law, Professor O. Olumide. Thank you so much. Yes, so we're moving on to the next. A lecture by the guest speaker, Bridging Income Inequality Through Taxation. Mr. D.O. Ologun is going to be taking that. Is everybody represented here? Is that stuff?
Good evening, everybody. The management of the Elizade University, the Odirs management, my English chairman represented by the SSA, and the great members of the Elizade Tax Club. And thank you for having me here. As said, I'm representing Mr. Ologun to present this paper on the bridging income inequality through taxation. We all understand what taxation is all about. We'll be talking about this, and you as members of this very tax club, I've been privileged to be with you since last year when the tax club was inaugurated. Your awareness program in your school. I was with you then the last year, dinner too. So please I'll be taking the paper very briefly. Yeah, briefly I talk about tax. I know we all know this, but just to remind us. Tax has been defined as a monetary charge imposed by the government on persons, entities, transactions, or properties to yield revenue. It has also been defined as the enforced proportional contributions from persons and property levied by the state by virtue of its sovereignty for the support of government for all public needs. As we be talking, we expect a lot from the government to provide social amenities and a lot of infrastructure. And government needs money to fund all these things, to bring them to reality. And what do we need? Fund. That is revenue. There are many sources that government can raise revenue from, as we all know. But the most sustainable and reliable one is through taxation. I wouldn't be going to the details. So that is why tax is very essential. So in Nigeria, taxes are imposed on following basis, namely individual entities transaction. We have individual, we have entities. So these are, we talk about these transactions, talking about VAT, value-added taxes, capital gains tax, stamp duty, excise duty, import duty, export duty, and other assets, that's property tax. Objective of Nigerian tax system. The Nigerian tax system is expected to contribute to the well-being of all Nigerians. It has the following objectives, that is to promote fiscal responsibility and accountability, to facilitate economic growth and development, provide the government with stable resources for provision of public goods and services, to address inequalities in income distribution, to provide economic stability, to pursue fairness and equality, then to correct market failures or imperfections. Good. Next, please. Income disparity is expressed as rate of income to the rate of the populace. Income disparity arises from education, sex, religion, and social status. It can be addressed through various public policies. We can talk of social expenditure in areas of education, health, and other infrastructural facilities which benefit the rich and the poor. We talk about income inequality. It's been addressed by developed countries because it leads to higher poverty level at the current income and economic situation level, and a barrier to poverty reduction. In Nigeria, we find ourselves, the JTB, that's Joint Task Board, Federal Revenue Services, and State Revenue Services. They are focusing attention on various taxes to reduce inequality income. Basically, we have direct and indirect taxes. We'll be moving towards the main topic now. So, talking about direct taxes, it is levied on income or profits of the persons who pay it. I think we're talking about income tax, real property tax, capital gains tax, and petroleum profits tax. But we have direct taxes. It's a tool to raise revenue and address income distribution. What we are saying here is direct taxes is such tax you pay that you have effect directly on your profit or gains or interest. So let's consider income and property tax in Nigeria. Next, please. Now, income tax. We're talking about, from the Finance Act of recent. 30,000 naira has been, whoever earns 30,000 naira has been exempted from taxes. Like before, like in other states, we don't really have industries here. What we have is basically civil service and, hotels, private schools, clinic and all that. So, but now that if you go to these places now, you see graduates earning 15,000 naira, especially in the schools, private schools, 12,000 naira. There was somebody I met saying the head of the school, our total salary for the month was 25,000 naira ahead, mistress of a private school. So this is what we find ourselves. So and all these categories are accepted from tax based on the Finance Act that was signed up by the past government. So a consolidated relief allowance shall be granted on income at a flat rate of 20,000 naira or 1%. This adjusts the computation of taxes, as we all know that. The tax exempt are these: National Housing Fund contribution, National Health Insurance Scheme, Life Insurance Premium, National Pension Scheme, then gratuities. All these are exempted. Then now income tax rate. This rate is progressive. Why we are bringing this out is to talk about the inequality now. It is pay as you earn. This tax rate, they are applicable and applied based on the income of individual, the of individual. It means that if you earn higher, you pay higher. If you earn a little, you pay based on the competition, on the race. So here, the law addresses inequalities in this regard. Next, please. Then now we'll talk about property tax. In Lagos, Ogun, and some states of tradition, it's based on the percentage of the rate value of the property. Those in government residential areas with roads, electricity, and water supply, and those who enjoy some of the government amenities are supposed to pay higher rates than those living in very high city area of the city. In Accra, for instance, now, we have where we categorize as high value zone. Talking about Alagata, Japo Estate, Oba, then Obaide Estate. But when you get there, a piece of land, most of these places run to several millions of naira. The amount you buy land in some of these places, we complete building in some other places from scratch. So the property tax is targeted as people pay based on these areas. Next please. So those state land charge law of 2014, you see that normally by that law, property should be charged based on value. That's valuation, as it is being done in other places. That's what the law says. So when this started in Ondo State in 2014, people were so reluctant, despite all different stakeholder meetings, engagement that the management held different categories of landlords or property owners. It became so problem for them to respond to pay. In 2017, after the present government came on board, they looked at all these challenges and all that, and the government, based on the advice from the management of Odirs, graciously approved a review and it granted what we call amnesty rate to, because normally what it should be was that, like when you have a property, the property is valued. There's a particular fixed percentage that should be charged, and that's what's supposed to be the land charge that individual will pay. But government, introduced what you call human face to reduce that. That is why we now have in those states, Elizade and through those states, we reorganized that race with amnesty approval from Mr. Governor to ensure that it is reduced. And as of today, the idea that any resident pay in those states is 10,000 naira, no matter how mighty or palace the building is, it's 10,000 naira in those states today. I think those states deserve a round of applause. So we're talking about, we are trying to address inequality and human face to the policy. We're talking about all these things. There is law and there is a policy to drive the law. So it is the policy that will deliberately put in place to address that, to ensure that people do not suffer. And let me tell you, we have people pay as low as 1,000 naira a year for the 12 calendar year, 65 days for property in Ondo State. So people may not know out there, but we are telling you here to do. This is the policy in place in Ondo State today. Next, please.
Please let's be upstanding. Let's clap for him. Let's be upstanding. With a resounding clap as we
Senior Special Assistant to the
Elizade University Dance Club invited to the table. Please let's clap for her.
Make it a friendly one. And the approval of the governor, the administration, poverty tax industry. So now to direct that, so they can make to be more effective in distribution of income in the rate of personal income taxes. They are reviewed for any sort of business. Next page, now indirect taxes, the taxation on an individual or entity which ultimately paid for by another person because they are collecting tax, they remit it to the government. They are imposed by manufacturer or supplier who passes all the tax to the consumer. Examples are consumer taxes, excise duty, custom duty, gas tax, VAT, stamp duty. To distribute income, we need to group the various items from which these taxes are levied and vary the rate such that products consumed by airlines attract higher rates of charge. We are not redistributing income by, we're talking about the VAT that really is 7.5% now, except the distribution. Both the poor and the rich, is whatever they buy, the rate is already fixed. That's what we're saying. Because those taxes paid by the hospitality industry, I think it's partly by choice. Talking about the social tax, I will tell you something about it. So people are talking about it as no taxation, and I've tried to clear this in so many places. Now, a bottle of water, the same water, let's say for instance, Eva water. I think a bottle is sold for 150 naira by the roadside trader. The same bottle of Eva water, when taken to a hotel or an eatery, could be sold for 500 naira. At some places, 800 naira. Yet, individuals choose to go there to patronize it. So that's why it's a lifestyle tax. It's a choice. So that's why the consumer tax is applied to that. So it is not a taxation, it is, I call it lifestyle taxation that I meet with the public. Next please. Yeah, so running up, we have to put special advisor on revenue, that means it's a lot of revenue. You put A of the Special Act, written, that's the trend, let the poor bring. So as a plan to start prosperity and food and not the sick, I think that is very deep. The government plan prosperity and fruit, not the seed. The seed is the one that is planted and germinated and bear the fruit. So now, and he said that the government plans to reduce tax from 52 taxes to 10. They remain federal revenue service to Nigerian revenue service. They ensure that regulation was focused on regulation. The regulators was focused on regulation while agencies on that regulation will collect, for instance, the Nigerian Maritime Association and safety agencies, collect 3% freighting duty, but it's not its duty to do that. Its duty is to secure waterways. The collection of freight is so limited of the Nigerian Port Authority. This is one of the policies almost the same, revenue aids. So there's also the Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reform under the chairmanship of PwC African Tax Leader, Mr. Taiwo. We really happy we mentioned today next week. So ladies and gentlemen, let us be hopeful that income inequalities will be reduced arising from Mr. Dr. Elizade saying that let it cooperate and let plan to tax different foods and non-food with the Presidential Committee of Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms. One is convinced that income inequality will be properly addressed. Thank you very much.
By the Odirs team, and the topic is taxation as a cruising tool to money laundering crime in Nigeria. Please let's clap for the Odirs team as they come up.
This opportunity to present this paper before this wonderful audience. The title of my paper is Taxation as a Crushing Tool to Money Laundering Crimes in Nigeria. Taxation is simply when the taxing authority, usually a government, imposes financial obligation on its residents. It is the entire process involved in imposing, collection, and enforcement of the payment of taxes through the instrumentalities of law by the government. Now, money laundering. Money laundering is the concealment of the origins of illegally obtained money, typically by means of transfers involving foreign banks or legitimate business. Now, let's go. In pushing money laundering by any means, proper audits, investigation, and probe is inevitable. The extant tax laws in Nigeria has made provision and empowers tax authority to probe into the occupation and even source of income of taxpayers. This is expressly provided for in Section 103 of Personal Income Tax Act, which provides, whenever it is necessary for the purpose of obtaining information in relation to a person who is or will be liable to the tax imposed by this act, or the income, occupation, or the basic circumstances of that person, or for the purpose of collecting the tax, a tax collector may house or premises, provided it does so without damage to the house or premises, and require a person found hearing to give all the information orally to him. See also Section 46, subsection 1 of the Ondo State Revenue Addition Law 2018. So what this place is just saying is that, as tax authority, you have been empowered to even go into the source of income of anybody within the jurisdiction, to balance if their income commensurate their style of living. That is what that law is saying. And of course, that is what money laundering is about. To see if your style of life commensurates with your income. Now, let's go to the next slide. Take note that the law has made provisions for punitive measures against any citizen who gives false declaration of assets or returns. See Section 95 and 96 of Peter. So it simply means, in the process of tax authority checkmating our lifestyle, if any taxpayer gives false returns or gives false information about your income, you can be punished for it. The institution of taxation in Nigeria has given room for the quick detection of not only tax crimes, but also other financial crimes, if and only if the provisions of the law are well implemented and executed through tax audits, investigation, and enforcement. With the introduction of and the use of tax identification number that still for both individual and corporate taxpayers in Nigeria, the bank identification number are majorly done through the banks and other financial institutions. The banks can also not be exempted in the investigations into business in Nigeria. As you all know, your BVN is a condition precedent to get a tax exemption order. It simply means when all the structures are working together tightly, we can curb money laundering in Nigeria. Your transactions can also be monitored everywhere. How then can taxation help in cushioning money laundering? Since tax is consequential of every income being made by citizens in the country, and money laundering is simply the act of making good income which we acquired illegally, one can infer that where a tax authority is effective and properly empowered, the tax authority monitors and will have access to every income being made by citizens within their jurisdiction. In view of this, these are the things that we must know. There must be close and intense collaboration among the relevant tax authorities, that's FIRS and SRS, all major revenue generating agencies, the banks and financial institutions through the Central Bank of Nigeria. The Internal Revenue Service must also collaborate with the law enforcement officers, and more particularly the EFCC and the Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit, whose statutory duties among others is to investigate financial crimes and money laundering activities. Once the tax officer or authority suspects fraud, you can escalate all these issues to the NFIU and proper steps to be taken. The tax audit, investigation and enforcement officers of tax authorities should also be properly empowered to diligently carry out their duties in order to curb money laundering crimes. Section 46 of our law in both states here allows the Internal Revenue Service to investigate into the lifestyle of any person, as I said earlier on, in order to justify the source of income of that person. The tax authority, by the virtue of their duties, have access to the lifestyle and different sources of income of any person, and in conjunction with the use of BVN, can escalate to the appropriate enforcement authorities where their lifestyle of any person cannot be justified by his or her income. Permit me to just say here, by the virtue of the operation of tax authorities in Nigeria, take for instance the Odirs that we have here, you know, even when you come to register your cars, you can monitor how many cars you have. With the effect of land use charge law in those states, we can monitor how many properties you have. And by the time your properties and your lifestyle do not even commensurate to what you are doing, it becomes an issue for money laundering. Also, the different government action agreements and other fiscal policies that exist across international borders will help to detect any unjustifiable money, income, and investments in foreign jurisdictions. In order to also ensure that taxation helps to curb the effects of money laundering, the tax officials involved in audits and investigations should be people with financial integrity who will not make compromise of any kind. The recent and global developments in the taxation of digital economy cannot be left out in an attempt to push all forms of money laundering in Nigeria. In conclusion, and with our bold strategies, you can see that taxation is really a working tool that can be used to curb money laundering in Nigeria if the proper implementation, framework, and collaborations are being made. Thank you very much.
This is the avenue where we get questions. I've written our questions. Okay. So I'm going to call the following people to be our discussants. This is where we're going to make it work. To the table, to the chairs, and we'll discuss on the paper. So the first person is Barrister Dennis. Please, let's clap for.
Alongside we have questions from the audience. I believe that every people we've invited to the seat here will do justice to those questions. We have just a one question from the audience. So I will quickly call on Dr. Henry Boyo to tell us his view about the first paper. The first paper topic is bridging income inequality through tax.
You know, and emotionally thinking of allowing the poor to breathe. It's what's it called? To show that the government thinks about the poor. But its implementation sometimes, like I saw, has to do with ensuring that the poor pay lower taxes and the rich are heavily taxed. You know, sometimes I was even thinking, is it a crime to be rich? While I was looking at it, but the percentages are relatively small. And when we look at the various income taxes, some of them include going to the house, empowering them to go to the house and ask them, how did you come about your wealth? Are your cars and houses proportional to your income? Do you have hidden incomes, you know? I'm just thinking, assuming you have dogs at home, will you have access to the house like that, you know? And lots of rich men, is it easy to get to them and do that without going through some legal processes? For example, do you have a warrant to do that? And those are kind of questions that crosses my mind. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Doctor. In Nigeria is very good. But as of today, no person has been arrested in line with the tax policies. And I think we have two legal personnel on the panel. I will first of all invite Barrister Olumide to please do justice to this question for us.
Arresting people on the basis of the new law of money laundering. We have many arrests. The issue here is successful prosecution. The concept of plea bargaining has come to obstruct the course of justice in my view in this line. When somebody launders money and we just enter a plea bargain to pay part of the money back and we let go, it's an impetus, an encouragement to others to do same. If for example, you embezzle 5 billion naira and you wake up, you enter a plea bargain, when the criminal charge is charged against you and you are made to pay just 500 million back, what happens to the remaining 4.5 billion in your purse? Also look at it from the fact that while it may appear slow in this prosecution and arrest of people that launder money in Nigeria, it is still the workload of the judiciary. I've always suggested that there should be special tribunal to be set up across the 774 local governments. And this is not about money laundering alone. Let me quickly take it alongside with this issue of tax defaulter, tax evaders. These people, if they can be speedily prosecuted, it will not only serve as a deterrent, every other person in line will be made to declare their true tax status. So, saying that some persons have not been arrested or not, I think there are many arrests that have been made in terms of money laundering. We have a lot, but the successful prosecution of these people arrested is where the issue is, and it's not only limited to the money laundering cases. It's also in every aspect of our judicial system. Thank you.
You
is not as true. It's premised on that presentation itself, particularly the aspect where they said tax can also help in curbing money laundering. And then my focus specifically is as to the issue of using tax as a mechanism to checkmate money laundering. Because what we are looking at is if you acquire several properties and you are being taxed properly, then that will determine the source of, how you got those, then they can begin to investigate those wealth. But what I'm saying is the tax officers, like how many persons, that's why I asked the question, that how many arrests have been made through the investigation of tax? That is my focus.
Thank you for that. The challenge we have is having a single registry that is interactive, a data that is interactive enough. You have people having property in process. When another graduate, the property is purchased in the name of another graduate, and that is registered somewhere. The use of artificial intelligence will be used to track such students. What is your source of income? By the time such person is investigated, we confess that it's my uncle that owns the house. Then we trace that fund to the uncle, where we can use tax actually to curb money laundering. But it still boils down to the fact that we don't have interactive database. In Nigeria, every state is having different data, no single registry. Where if I am in those states and I have properties across the 36 states of Nigeria, it should be linked to me, all my family members, and my source of income should be flowed. With this, we will be able to track. But like going back to answer your question, I don't think there's anyone. No tax authority has been able to use that mechanism to track money launderers in Nigeria. I don't think there's anyone recorded so far. But if there's anyone, I don't know if the IRS can tell us if they have been able to use the intelligence, the data you have with you to track the public who are also laundering our money or illegally
arrest money laundering and to entrench that evaders are caught. I think, to the best of my knowledge and in practice, the federal government came up with some actions in the past few years, especially the date of 2016 or 2017. That is the voluntary asset and income declaration scheme that was introduced in 2016 or 2017. That scheme allowed you and I to bring up our incomes that have not been captured voluntarily, and some reliefs were given at that time. A lot of our clients came up at that time to file their returns because the federal government gave a timeline of about 90 days at that time. Later it increased to about 180 days, where you are allowed to bring up your income voluntarily, undeclared income, voluntary assets and income declaration. I am aware that a lot of people that my barrister friend here did not know came up at that time to hide under that. Let's use the word hide, to bring up some of these illegal funds, some of the money laundered, and some of the assets that were even registered, like you said, in the name of their nieces and nephews and even children outside the country. Furthermore, is the issue, the introduction of the Finance Acts of 2020, 2021, 2022, and 2023. These are government policies that came up with areas of bridging the gap of taxpayers, the big taxpayers and the small income earners in the country. The the Finance Act of 2021 specifically removed the tax on turnover below 25 million. In other words, if your turnover is maybe less than 2 million naira in a month, you are exempted. But that does not remove you from filing your returns every month. That does not mean that you should not pay your personal income tax. Because what you earn is what you earn. That doesn't mean, that's why I exclude you from the paying scheme, your staff. And, sorry. Further to that is the current introduction of the Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms. And here, I want to say I commend the effort of Mr. President, of our President, in ensuring that the tax clubs in the various universities, which is what brought us here this evening, was given recognition by appointing the President of the Tax Club of the University of Ibadan, I think, to be a member of the committee. But before I drop the mic, I want to say that the tax club, subsequently, when you are bringing a sort of panelists like this to come and discuss, please, it is important that you circularize the papers before you ask them to critique. Most of all, and I'm sure, speaking for myself, I don't have the paper at all until I got to this seat. So when you want somebody to criticize the paper, to bring out ideas, you must let them have prior notice, prior information about the papers. Even if they are experts, you want to get their intellectual intelligence to bring out the best in them by circularizing the paper ahead of what you want them to talk about. Thank you. Ceiling of payment of taxes on turnover was reduced to 25 million and above. These are areas where the tax gap is being bridged. Hitherto, before the Finance Act came in, everybody, even if your turnover is 1 million, you're expected to file your returns and you pay tax. There is even a law for minimum tax payment that even if your turnover is 10 million, there are various bases, the turnover basis, the asset basis, the share capital and equity basis, for which, I'm sure those of you that are still students are conversant with the basis of calculating minimum tax. I hope you have gotten there. Students of Elizade University, Tax Club, are you there already where you calculate the minimum tax and the basis under which you calculate them? Okay, can I have one from somebody? Yes? Just speak from where you are to hear you. Somebody said yes there. Okay, let me quickly run through some of them. You have the asset base, where we look at the assets of the company and what is the value. There is a basis for that. There is a turnover basis. But in this case now, with the Finance Act has taken away where your income, your turnover is less than 25 million. It has removed that. So bringing you and I, my income is less than 25 million, you that is 100 million. It has exempted me from that tax. It has at least alleviated my own tax burden a little. But before then, the Finance Act did not make provision for my exemption. But now that I have an exemption of less than 25 million turnover, I can, the gap is a bit closed down. But, and again, the Finance Act too made provision for the company income tax graduated in the sense that it used to be 30%. It used to be less than that before. And now you have it. The VAT too has been bleed. In other words, you have 5% before and now 7.5. If your turnover is less than 25 million, you don't pay anything. But those people that are 100 million and above will pay something. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Madam President.
Let me first thank the presenters for the very beautiful presentations they have made. And let me also, as Ondo State citizen, civil servant, also very interested in tax, also appreciate Odirs for the giant strides I made in taxation in Ondo State in the last few years. Each time I come around here, I feel very fascinated. I've been coming here not just as a student, when I've come come out here severally on other issues, including the issue of taxation in my office. However, my own feeling about the two things is one fundamental issue that is related to tax and so many other things that I think we need to work on that. It's related to what Barrister actually has said. It's issue of data. And what is the data here? In those states, please, do you know where they have street numbers? Where they have street numbers? In the best economies, where you live is part of your identity. Where you live is part of your identity. Your surname, then your address. I noticed that if I go backwards, my JAMB letter was delivered to me by post in our house. In Ibadan, in those days, we used to have SW1, SW3, Okebola, number 17, number 38, number whatever. All the places, the new places in Akure today, they have no address. They have no address. So I wonder how, when we are talking about, because you are going to identify the poor, you are going to identify the rich, how do you identify them? So my own thing about it is, to me, something as basic as having an address. See, in my own community, we struggle to give ourselves address. Landlord Association, we decided now to plan to give. Government did not think it is proper. We have so many layouts. My family house is in Alabaka area, and when you say what is the address, I used to say plot 7, plot something, Alabaka. So if we don't have addresses, how then do government identify us? Issues about when you take loan, issue about interest. Part of the problem is the risk. The risk, because the risk is very high that you can abscond. It's one of the reasons interest loans are high in Nigeria. And in my own area, it is when I wanted to get tax clearance that I need 3 years tax clearance. Then I have to come and pay land use act, land use whatever. My place was not identified, located. We can then start issues about properties. People acquiring properties. It then becomes more and more difficult, because by the time you have addresses, you have all these registrations that are very, very important, as they did in all the advanced economies. I think that is my own contribution to this. Let us have a proper database addresses where we live, where I can be identified, where, if you say a postal man should deliver by post, they can trace and deliver the letter by post. And I think if we can do that, we will go far in issues about income tax and issue about all the other issues that tax can be done. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. I just felt it would be an injustice to my chairman who's not here today. And I needed to respond to some of the issues raised by the last speaker in respect of database. Yes, you're very apt and very correct in what you have said. And database is indeed very key to revenue drive and tax collection, especially for us in those states. And I also need to say here that within the next 30 days, we will be launching our EDLS, which is a big data engine. We have pioneered in-house, and it's a great project of my chairman for the year 2023. And part of the issue you raised, indeed you're correct. A lot of houses in Akure, in Ondo State, do not have addresses. But we've been able to identify and tag and enumerate over 200,000 houses in Ondo State today. And what you had done was that you did this physically. You actually divided all our energy staff. We have over 250 of them all over the states into clusters. And they've been going out over the past 2 years to identify each of these houses. Where the houses have addresses, the addresses have been keyed into the database. Where there are no addresses, the coordinates on Google Zoom has been keyed into the addresses. We have about 198,000 of such information with us. In fact, about 3 months ago, World Bank certified us and actually commended us on this program. So I can tell you that as of today, we are churning out land use charge bills based on information in our big data. Beyond that, your phone number and your ODT has become a unique identifier. So any transaction that you have done in the state over the past 5 years, because we inputted data for the past 5 years into this engine, any transaction you have done, be it EB-Reg, be it capital gains, be it COO, we will pull it up. So if today the acting governor walks into our office and he gives us his name and his phone number, the truth of the matter is we can profile him as much as we can profile any citizen of the state. So we have absorbed the comment. It is work in progress. We are not there yet. There's still a far and a long way to go. We are only going to do that. Ondo State has taken that mantle and has taken that step in that direction. Thank you very much.
It is on this note, I will call on Barrister Elizade to give us his view, just in 3 minutes, about the 2 papers that are presented today. Taxation as a pushing tool to money laundering crime in Nigeria, and also bridging income inequality through taxation. Barrister Elizade.
Looking at the paper today is good, and looking at the time of the presentation, at this time we need to focus more on tax, because tax is a good tool of mopping up income for every government. But my worry is that the laws are there. Our daddy has cited several laws, even recent laws up to 2023, regarding all these tax reforms. But the problem with challenge is implementation of all these policies. Like we have said, everybody here has agreed that we have issues with data. Particularly when we are talking about the issue of tax regarding money laundering. Politicians will go and fill code of conduct form. They will fill it and put there the properties they have acquired before coming to government. If our tax officers can also partner with the code of conduct bureau, they can get information of the assets put in those those forms are not just to be filled and dumped at the Code of Conduct office. They are for some particular use. And also, I know that politicians are also meant to fill a Code of Conduct form at the end of their tenure to be able to aggregate the promises they earned or they owed before assumption of office and what they got while leaving office. So if they can aggregate all this information, it can also help our tax officers to be able to assess the profile of all these individuals. Declaration of assets is important. It's in the law. But we note there is no synergy between all of these our government agencies. And also my worry, because I remember there was a time that MTN was challenged for underpayment of tax, and then they went to court. So we discovered that all the multinationals, they are short-changing government. And in a way, government officials who are also supposed to clamp down on these multinationals are in a way also getting something from them, and then they are bringing down, they are downplaying the issue that should be emphasized. So it's a whole lot of problem. It's a whole lot of problem. I hope that the government will have the will and the capacity to implement all of these reforms that we're talking about. Because tax is important. In England, there's some other clients, they live on tax. And if you default in payment of tax, it's a very serious offense in those clients. But here in Nigeria, we underplay everything and we politicize all of these problems. Because some of the people on the board of those multinationals are also politicians who also do not want to disclose all these problems. So I hope that we'll get there. It's work in progress. We thank the president for coming up with some tax reforms and for even appointing a student to be part of that committee. So I believe that with time, there will be progress as to our tax implementation policy. Thank you.
Okay, good evening once more, everybody. You are all welcome, and we are grateful. We are getting it done, and we are, like I always say, in high spirits. We didn't know it was going to be like this, so thank you. Now we are about to present our magazine. That is the inaugural magazine of this club, EUTC. The first of its kind coming. Like we started the EUTC last year, we established it, and today, this year, we are coming here to launch this magazine, and it's going to be something that will continue till maybe eternity. And before I go into detail, I want to welcome and thank again once more the acting governor, represented here by Mr. Prince Chegu Omojua. We thank you, sir. You're not just a representative, you're also part of us. You were there, and you have always been there supporting us with ideas, financially, you're always there. So we thank you, sir. God will reward you immensely. We thank all of the members of the high table, the chairman, well represented, the registrar has gone, the person representing him has gone, but he has always been with us. It's just that today he couldn't make it. I thank you, my registrar, my VC. I should have called him first, but I know why. I just have to bring him here at this point. Our VC is somebody that cannot fail to attend anything except it's something he cannot, he has looked everywhere and found that he cannot just make it. He would have begged for shift of this day, that we should shift it, but he said no, since our patron has fixed that day, we should take it. He's not in town, he travels. So we are very grateful. We thank our VC who stood his ground and said that this EUTC should come to pass, that it has to be registered and it has to go on despite everything. So we thank him. And the new chairman today, chairman of the CITN, we are coming for your investiture, you know that. So we thank you for coming here for us, meaning that we are going to retaliate in a big way. Thank you, sir. Mr. Stephen, thank you so much. You are the one that saw us through, even when we were starting from the scratch, you were there, coming to get registered with the CITN. God bless you, sir. The whole team of Odirs, you people are our backbone. We thank you all. Yes, I don't want to miss anybody, but at the same time, I don't want to miss introducing this magazine so that we can live early. I thank you all at the party. God bless all of you. And my president, you can see her, she's up and doing. In fact, she appears to be better than the previous president, Okola. She's doing well. Thank you, Ms. Dami. Thank you, everyone seated here. Our members, the clubbers, EUTC clubbers, God bless all of you, and others who have been joining gradually, whispering into my ears. God bless you. You are all welcome. Thank you, Mr. Odirs. You know now. Thank you so much. So, the front page, that's what we have decided to give this magazine. It's a student kind of magazine where everyone can write and publish here. And the students too write. They have written some of their opinions, some of their essays are contained here. So when you open it, you're going to see all that is contained, and it calls for your time, because you're going to enjoy it. All we have been doing since we started, everything is there, and the ones we are yet to do. So it's something worth reading. It came up because we just want to make it easier for the students in taxation to enjoy taxation. It's a course that you find students running away from, saying that it is too technical, but in actual sense, it is not. Okay, like where I have my training, students run to taxation. That's the University of Lagos. But here you find students saying that it's too technical. But with this tax club and all what we are doing, you see they have been increasing. They are happy and they are getting it right. Like some of them, they calculations and beg for my help most times, and they get it done with other clients. So that is what is contained here, and many more. You see so many things there. Thank you all. Sit and enjoy as we launch it.
Now, we're moving on to the next, and that is the launching of the magazine. At a point, you realize that we're about to open the magazine, but we are not fit enough to open this magazine. We have to launch it the way it is done. And I'm going to start at the very top. Yes, so please follow me as I journey through. With all due and protocol, I would like to walk majestically to the person that can open this magazine. My Lord, sir, you are the judge here. I will going to read the magazine first. Please let's start now. Let me hold the magazine and you hold it and you snap it. It's nothing as open the magazine. Don't help me to open the magazine, and you open the magazine. Be clapping now. Yeah, the magazine has been open. Yeah, I'm moving on to the next. It's not us. Thank you. Our income is up. So where are you going to? Okay. This is not us. Thank you. Yes, sir. This is not us. Once the president, always the president. Please stop us. I would be pleased to say that I was the former president of Law Faculty Elizade University. Yes. We are not done. Thank you. Please open the magazine. Our General Secretary. Thank you. Thank you. DJ, you play small as I'm going around.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me recognize all the government functionaries that are here, using the representative of the chairman of Odirs as a point of contact to all of you. Permit me to also recognize one of our fathers in the state, incoming chairman of Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria, Honorable Award Etumi. I recognize you. Honorable Odetumi, you will see that he's small in stature, but also is very loaded. The real person intellectually. You will see how he was able to marshal his participation in the panel discussion. Thank you, sir. Please have a seat. I'd like to also recognize the lecturers that are the pillar of support to the Elizade University Task Club. I recognize all of you. I myself am a product of that institution. I did my law program there a few years back. On that note, I've always known Dr. Warren, Mrs. Oloko, who have been the people behind the task force. I know that there's some other lecturers who have joined after our departure from that institution. On that note, I also want to thank all the paper presenters and all the dignitaries that participated in the panel discussion. Let me use my friend and brother, Dr. Kulide, the chairman the secretary of the panel. Maybe your meeting is looking in your direction. So I thank you. And I also have my friend as one of you, Barrister Dennis. We did a lot of work together at the university. And I also know that the most important people here today are the members of the task club, because they are the reason why we are out here. So I greet all of you. I salute you for everything you have been doing to promote the club. I use the president of the club as a point of contact to all of you. My president. I'm also a member of the task club, so she's my president. Well, I bring warm greetings from the acting governor of Ondo State, Honorable Lucky Oremison Ayikatowa. I can tell you that up about 1 hour ago, was still very optimistic that I was going to attend this program personally, because by virtue of his position, vis-a-vis the importance of tax in national development. He understands what you are doing, and he appreciates your efforts. But something came up suddenly which distracted him, so as we speak, he's somewhere else, attending to state matters. So he has asked me to apologize to all of you on his behalf for his physical absence at this event. And he asked me to also assure you that he should not allow his physical absence to diminish the importance of this program. As a matter of fact, I can tell you that when the invitation was brought to the acting governor, emphasis was only placed on the dinner aspect of this program for his attention. But when I came in, I discovered that the lecture was still going on. We had a panel discussion. I'll go back and tell him that I did not only participate in dining and wining aspect of it, but I also gave me some intellectual food, which we definitely nourish the work of the active government in the area of development. I have this very noble feat for coming up with a magazine of this standard. I know that the sky no longer limits the task force. We are going there by the grace of God. So having done that, the remarks of the acting governor focused essentially on the inner aspect, because that was the emphasis given to him. You know, in the dinner of this nature, we're not supposed to boil down with a very serious or very lengthy speech. So it's essentially going to be a light-hearted speech. So permit me to just run through in 1 or 2 minutes, so that it will look like, okay, you came to represent the acting governor, you only ate all you forgot to present his speech. So you permit me. Please accept my profound appreciation for the honor of my invitation to this occasion. I'm particularly delighted at the concept of the tax law because of the central role which tax plays in the development of the nation. And to think that this is being driven by some students and lecturers of a reputable citadel of intellectualism like Elizade University is a master stroke. I therefore like to say that we owe much courtesies to the promoters, leadership, and members of this noble club for this unique and practical initiative. It is indeed a big idea over which all deserve our accolades. You all deserve our accolades. I believe your aims and objectives will be of great benefit to tax generation and administration in the states and Nigeria at large. Permit me to also extend some sincere courtesies to the founder of Elizade University, an uncommon philanthropist and illustrious Nigerian. Chief Michael Adejo, for allowing this idea of Elizade University Casting to flourish in the university environment. Because I know that without his support, it's not likely that you can operate freely in the university environment. It is a testimony to his understanding and ingenuity and advancing the frontiers of education for both students and lecturers beyond the sometimes tortuous walls of the classroom. I'm aware that you have had some lecture and panel discussion sessions today before this dinner to crown it all. You must have cross-fertilized ideas on tax so much that I do not need to stress you with any further on what tax stands for. More so, you are in the domain of someone I would like to describe as the tax master general of Ondo State. Our own Mr. Tolu Adeke, who is ably represented, the chairman of Ondo State Internal Revenue Service. He is a man with a big idea on how best we can mobilize revenue across the state for developmental purposes. On the lighter notes, I only hope that it did not tax you so much, if at all, to play host with the EU tax law today. Thank you, Mr. Tolu Adeke, for being an encouragement to these young intellectuals and lecturers who from all intents and purposes mark in tax administration in our nation. The importance of tax in the development of the nation cannot be overemphasized. Tax in the simplest form refers to the revenues collected by government at various levels, federal, states, and local government. Statutory, it is compulsory, and it is for the purpose of development. For me, tax to the nation is like blood to the human system. We cannot imagine for a moment a nation without tax. Of course, that nation will be an impossible nation. I am glad to inform you that through the passion and integrity of the governor of Oyo State, Arákùnrin Olúwarótìmí Akeredolu, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, CON, our state has improved tremendously in her internal revenue drive from the situation we inherited on assumption of office in the year 2017. The independent revenue of the state has systematically improved from the lowly 700 million naira per month in 2017 to an average of 3.3 billion naira in 2023. That is the magic that is being performed by Mr. Toluwani Stein. You will see when in his own intervention how he spoke brilliantly. But they have people that are specially recruited to work in the ODI areas. The internal revenues along with the statutory allocation from the fact that they invested in the provision of social amenities and other great infrastructural developments that have transformed the landscape of Ondo State. The multiplier effects of this are the same in the surge in economic activities and the big attraction that the state has become for tourists and investors. All of these are implements of the purpose of taxation. Distinguished students, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome your kind collaboration in the state government. Our doors are open to ingenious ideas on how we can sustain and improve on our tax administration for the good of our people in the state. The biggest room in this world is the room for improvement, and we are much ready to tap into it. Let's not lose sight of the nature of this event, although you are already eating wine, dining and wine. A dinner as it is captioned. I should therefore refrain from boring you with a long speech. We must keep the event light-hearted to explore the atmosphere for dining and wine. And in line with your agenda, to also launch the EU National Premier vaccine. To everyone, I wish you a very enjoyable relaxation and successful session. Thank you. Thank you for that. But before I have my seat, on behalf of the acting governor, I have the privilege and honor to launch this magazine to the glory of God and for the benefit of mankind. He has not asked me to make any specific financial pronouncements, but I can assure you that something reasonable will be passed across to the club through this logo. Thank you very much.
This award is in recognition of your support and all you have done for the Elizade University Tax Club, in particular for Ondo State in general, in service to the nation. So on behalf of the tax club, I would like to hand this over to you. Thank you very much for your support and
Hello, sir.
thank you so much.
It's a surprise to me, even though I was invited in my personal capacity. I was never told that there was going to be an award for me. I must say that I'm very grateful for this big honor. It is an honor, not just for me, but also for the generation that I represent. I want to appreciate all of you for this award, and I want to assure you that whatever it is that has motivated you to honor me with this award, I will be willing to ensure that I keep all these attributes. I feel highly encouraged. I appreciate you and I thank you. And in relation to this award too, I want to pledge my token of support, financial support. I will be passed through Mrs. Oloko to the task club. Thank you, God bless.
So much.
Let me stand in the existing protocol and also say that first of all, your family, the special advisor to the Governor of Health, is a friend and also part of the family of Elizade University Dance Club. The message will be appropriately passed to him. He did not ask me to make a pledge, but you can be rest assured. And definitely something good will be done. Thank you so much.
Your Excellency, the acting governor from the state, ably represented by my friend and brother, Mr. Amadu, the deputy chief of staff, and the chairman of Odirs, ably represented too, Professor Fadil Jr., standing on the executive protocol. I won't jump it. Mr. Governor will say, either if you want to stand on the executive protocol, it depends on your weight. If you stand by it, it depends on how tall you are. So, if you stand with it, maybe you want to measure your weight too. So, I'll join the plea of the league of saying that whatever CI10 will do, and whatever I, as the water will do that together through the standardizing. This is a lot.
Ably represented by the deputy chief of staff. As you can see that my voice has gotten lower and lower. It's very obvious that when His Excellency is seated and as a civil servant, that's clear enough, and I think the message is very clear. So I will say that what His Excellency just told us, whatever it is that is right, as someone that believes so much in the club, whatever it is that the Lord provides, I will say through Mrs. Oloko.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, all is 2, 3. Thank you so much. Yes, that's.
You will need to echo, pay your tax. Pay your tax.
Tax Club in honor of your super quintessential leadership and contribution to the academia. Presented to Professor Olukayode Amond, the Vice Chancellor, Elizade University, Grand Patron, Elizade University Tax Club, in honor of your excellent leadership and support. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Amadou Adekeye was the registrar of Elizade University, advisor to the Elizade University Tax Club. In honor of your excellent leadership and invaluable counsel to the club. Congratulations. This award is presented to Saadi Ologun, Saadi Ologun, a tax consultant by Elizade University Tax Club, in honor of your contribution to the establishment and development of tax awareness and education. Congratulations. Director of Personal Income Tax, Ondo State Internal Revenue Service, by the Elizade University Tax Club, in recognition of your contribution to the establishment and development of tax awareness and education in Ondo State and in Nigeria in general. Congratulations.
This award goes to Mr. Joseph, Dr. Joseph the chairman of the state. This is the chairman of the state INEC. Okay. The chairman of the state INEC, head of the department faculty of law, Elizade University, by Elizade University Tax Club, in honor of your contribution to the intellectual and academic, intellectual and academic, and astute leadership. But I want to say I'm personally very proud of you. And I'm just praying that you can keep it up. You are going up there. This award is given to Mrs. Antonia C. Oloko. Transition and revenue lecturer. Transition and revenue lecturer. Faculty of Law. Elizade University. As a visionary and lecturer in charge, Elizade University Tax Law, in honor of your excellence in mentoring. Maybe this is the first time I'm hearing that as an award. You deserve it, and even much more. Congratulations.
Tax Club member, let's start picture with our lecturer. It's very come over, let's start picture.
This award is given to you in honor of your excellence, quintessential and astute leadership. I know the board have considered you for that. I want to congratulate you.
The man who has been the backbone of Ondo State IGR agreement since 2018, our IGR has been increasing. The man who is that is doing, the man who is going to spend whatever he wants to do, the man who is going to be of power, the man who has not included anything from the man who has included they are without noise in the history of Ondo State and in Nigeria. Because you know that when a tax man is in town, there's always noise. People want to fight, people want to shout, but it's okay. There has never been any noise for what we have been doing since 2015. The man who is so much for the law, the man who brings tax in his law, that everything you should do in taxation, he must have to the law and must go in line with the law. The man who is talking about is not enough to see. Because then he says, I will play the time for him.
Mr. Femi Feyide, the Senate Special Assistant to Mr. Governor on Revenue.
Okay, thank you all. I won't just sing and emphasizing that we have the best patron in the world. When I say the world, the universe, in case you don't understand the meaning of the word, it is the universe. There is no other patron that is existing than this man called Mr. Tolu Adebuye, because he has passion for what he stands for. When he accepts the responsibility, he carries it out passionately. And I am glad to be among those people that he's carrying out this responsibility for. In fact, he is the best man on earth. I'm sorry, what's the name here? He is the best man on earth. And this award goes to him, Mr. Tolu Adebuye, Executive Chairman, Ondo State Internal Revenue Service, Pioneer Patron, Elizade University Tax Club, honor of your leader and trailblazer through to the service of humanity and sustenance.
trendybeats.com.
Go without thanking those that support us, been supporting us all the way, those who made this possible. Every one of us here made it possible. But you know, especially our chairman here, our patron, the best man on earth, like I said before, the best patron existing anywhere. He made it possible. God used him. We thank God and we thank him. And his team members, everyone in this complex that works here, is a great supporter. And we thank you all. The Dolapo, God bless you. Let me just call Dolapo alone. And every one of you, God bless all of you. And my EUTC lovers, they are the best. Please stand up and make some noise again. Stand up and make some noise. These guys are wonderful. They are wonderful. Especially my president. She's always working hard. I thank you so much. All of you worked hard, but I would still say that you worked exceptionally. Even to the production of our magazine, our inaugural magazine. God bless you all. Bless you, my president. Dr. Kolode, okay, he's not here. We thank you. We thank Mr. Omajua, Mr. Omajua, all of them that were here earlier. God bless all of you. And we cannot stop without thanking our acting governor. If you hear what he has done again just a few minutes ago now, you will get marveled. So we thank our acting governor, the man that believes in digital system, everything working so well. God bless him and his support and words of encouragement he has come to give us. God bless him. And anyway, I have to conclude briefly so that we can go into other things. So thank you everyone, and we pray to love you. God bless you for supporting us. Thank you, everyone.
With everybody for you, I did your shit better. What is no more better? Deliver like I get better. Them say I did good better.